So, which inspired me to write this poem was how Mrs. Mallard had this definition of life, how she visioned about her life. Like when she got the news of her husband, that of her husband's death, how she reacted in front of her family. But inside that room, she she felt the bittersweet scent of her victory, her freedom. That's why I have written this poem to portray her feelings, her viewpoints. The first stanza is describing how the wife's life is usually is. So she's saying that her life is not quite fascinating because either ways she is not going to thrive in her life. And this poem is not only portraying her life but the life of other women in that era. So later she is saying that staying, adjusting, holding tears in is a way of living now. And then she's saying that uh, she is kind of caged in her marriage, in her husband's house, and the perfect framed life is for the husband, not for the wife. So that's what my second stanza is saying, that life of man's wife caged in his house, the perfect framed life only to the eyes of spouse. Like the life is perfect for her husband, but not for her. Then after the death of Mr. Mallard, she is saying that in the text she was living her life, maybe for only for few minutes or hours, but she was living her life. She can think of herself now. Um, she can live for herself. That's why my third stanza is saying that life of Mal's wife now not in his presence. Spring is coming finally to life. Spring in the text, spring means new life, and in my poem, I also added that spring is a symbol of new life. Later, the in the text there was this phrase that she's Mrs. Mallard is saying to herself that she's free, 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 free from him, free from the responsibility, free from marriage life. That's why in my fourth stanza, I kind of given the exact line that Mallard's wife now shall be free, free, free. I'm now describing her life from a third perspective. And as for the fifth stanza, I portrayed that he came back and what she felt in the text, that she was not normal, she was not feeling normal, she was disappointed. And that's why I added that yet again he came, one might not remain sane because she was not normal, she was not feeling normal. She felt that the whole world collapsed because her freedom is now snatched because her husband is now back. That's why I added sanity gone, feeling stuff to tame, reviving visions now is a shame. Now the visions that are hers, she cannot rewind that because she already felt the freedom. She already lived the perfect life in her visions, through her visions. That's why she was too disappointed. And my sixth stanza, uh, portraying the climax, that she could not take the shock, take her husband coming back in the house. And that's why life of Mallard's wife not quite like spring. I've added that her life is not the new life. As last mates arrive, last mates are common, and by last mates I mean the life of her is ending. And in the church, when someone dies, bells ring. That's why in the last stanza and of this last line, I have added that bells now ring, ring, ring. And that's basically it. And that's how my poem ends. Thank you.